Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the official Nerd Talk channel. My name is Tyler, aka Mind of a Nerd, and I am joined by my co-host AJ Reacts to. We are on episode 192, bringing you guys
Sir.
the final Nerd Talk stream of the year 2025. And today we'll be giving you our end of the year reviews. We're talking best of the year and disappointments of the year. Most importantly, the best of the year. I'm tired of being negative. What's going on, man?
Doing great. Had a great day at work. Got to cut out early, and yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, man. Today was homework day because I procrastinate a lot. So today was homework day. I
I did a
watched
little. Yeah. I did a little bit of that too.
I watched two movies that I said I cannot do this stream without watching those two movies. And then I watched a couple yesterday that I was like, I had wanted to watch those. But other than that, I feel achieved. I've seen pretty much everything that I wanted to see this year. There's not a movie on my backlog from this year that I'm like, I didn't get to see that. No. I saw about 83 movies. Everything that I've seen this year, I wanted to see. 2021 me, I've seen 95 movies. Didn't get that. That's gone, bro. I'm not sitting through nonsense.
You have a life now.
Yes,
You gotta work.
but I also want to use my off time wisely, not watching nonsense. So we are gonna get into these year end reviews. Before we start, I want to just let you guys in on the categories in case you want to chime in the comments with them, and you guys can also chime in as we're going through them. So we're going to be going through our favorite physical media purchases and releases of this year, our favorite first time watches, so movies we hadn't seen for the first time, so mainly from our 100 movies list. If you're a cinephile, you do 100 movies list every year. Come on, bro. Top 5 disappointments of the year, not necessarily bad movies, but movies that you probably walked into thinking they were going to be bangers and you walked out either going, it was okay, or that was not good. Top 5 surprises of the year, probably movies you walked into thinking they were going to not be good and you walked out, hey, that's pretty good. Top 5 trailers of the year, point blank top 5 movie trailers from this year. They can be you can cheat like me last year. Last year I said my favorite thing trailers last year was every Romulus trailer because every Romulus trailer was fire. Top 5 seasons of television from this year, the best television seasons of the year, and the last one, the creme de la creme, the top 10 movies of 2025. So without further ado, let's get into our first category. Smooth J Stu, what's going on? Stu Media, what's going
So,
on, man?
Stu,
All right, best physical media releases / pickups of the year 2025. So I told AJ that I think we are going to have similar ones. He doesn't think so. I know so. Um,
okay,
so
we'll see.
these are in no real order. These are just the 5 that I thought of off the top of my head, and I was like, yeah, these are the 5 things that I'm so happy they came out this year. So the first thing is the Tom and Jerry, the Golden Edition Blu-ray. This is from the Golden Era Anthology, 1940 to 1958. So this is kind of a cheat because half of this was already on Blu-ray, and I have the half of this that's already on Blu-ray. But I was like, no, I need to appreciate that this exists. So for those that don't know, this is like peak era Tom and Jerry, all on Blu-ray. And what can I say? Warner Archive, they did an incredible job with this. This is the best Tom and Jerry will ever look. And Tom and Jerry is one of the greatest cartoons ever. And the fact that it's not on streaming breaks my heart. And, just going through this, I think I went through about half of it before I was like, okay, I need a break. I'm watching too much Tom and Jerry. The fun of going through this is just like seeing shorts that as a kid I saw they look crappy on TV. Seeing them in this set, you're like, bro, they look brand spanking new. And that to me shows effort. So I gotta commend them for that, man. Warner Archive did an incredible job with this. The next thing, these next two, they are two things, but they were released at the same time. I'm cheating. I don't care. We have the steelbooks for Kill Bill 1 and 2, the Lionsgate Limited steelbooks. These are the only Lionsgate Limited things that I have in my collection because honestly, it's a pain in the ass to order from them. Yeah, man, Kill Bill is one of my favorite movies of all time. Kill Bill Volume 2 is very good. These steelbooks are incredible. These 4Ks are great. We got to see the whole bloody affair this month, and it was fucking awesome. Needless to say, they did an amazing job with these steelbooks. This reminded me of the olden days of Lionsgate steelbooks, back when they were cheap and they put effort into them. The next thing, these are another two things, but they were put together. They were released together, so I wanted to shadow them. The Tron 4K steelbooks. So I have these both here because one, I love these steelbooks. They're amazing, and I'm so glad Disney for once made things match, and the Tron Ares steelbooks matches these steelbooks. That is probably the only reason why I'm getting that 4K steelbook when it comes out, because these seeing these three together is gonna be satisfying. But I think the 4K transfer for Tron is amazing. Despite, how old that movie looks, I think this was the best that movie will ever look. And then the 4K for Tron Legacy, I mean, the Blu-ray, one of the best Blu-rays ever, and the 4K is one of the best Disney 4Ks ever. I absolutely love it. I hate that it's so unavailable to people. I really wish more people could get it instead of the ways I've seen people get it. But I have them. I took a whim. I was only gonna get Legacy, but I said no. Something tells me I should get one too, and it paid off because I like the first one too. My fourth one is the Arrow Video 4K Ninja Turtles box set. Absolutely love this box set. The two 4K transfers I've seen are amazing. I will be not watching 3 because that movie's ass. But I love this box set. I love this box set. A lot of effort went into that, and I appreciate it. And my favorite, this is my favorite thing from this year, and I don't care what nobody says. The Nightmare on Elm Street 4K Steelbook box set. This is one of those things you own in your physical media collection. You're like, I am so glad I collect physical media. It's this bad boy right here, bro. This was like the debacle of the century for this year for physical media, man. If you did not press pre-order instantly, got bad news for you, bro. You ain't holding this in your hand, and I hate to break it to you, but that's your fault.
You would have had to order it before you even seen the artwork.
Of which I did.
Me too. Me too.
I took a whim. I said, if the artwork is butt, I'll cancel and just get the standard. And I was like, oh no, brother. This is fire. Each steelbook has their own art, and it's a great set, man. All the 4Ks look great. New Line killed it with that one, without question. That is easily, to me, the best physical media thing that came out this year. I'm sure I'm missing some, but those were the ones that, to me, were like, yeah.
Okay. So these are my top 5, and I kind of wanted to go with some that I knew that you weren't gonna choose, or like I didn't think you were gonna choose. So I feel like I did pretty good. One of the things are the same, but I'm gonna start off with the Corpse Bride 4K Steelbook.
I
Tim
thought about
Burton's
that one.
Corpse Bride.
It's
Yes,
a good
I
one.
absolutely love this Steelbook. I love the slipcover. When Steelbooks come with a plastic slipcover, goated. Goated.
Well, when they
Yeah,
do
and
things with the slipcover, anyway.
usually when it's plastic, they do.
Oh, Lionsgate been
But
slacking with that lately.
oh, speaking of Lionsgate, this is a cheat. This is one of my cheat. This one was a re-release because I believe it released in 2023 and I missed out on it. It is the Wicker Man 4K Steelbook. I absolutely love this Steelbook. One of my favorite designs of any Steelbook I own. And it also does that with the slipcover. I love it. And I really enjoy this movie. The 4K transfer is great. Along with the Corpse Bride 4K transfer. Very good. Next is I kind of felt a little basic choosing this, but I absolutely love this movie, number one, and I think the steelbook is awesome. It is the Thunderbolt steelbook. I think it is really dope. I love the weapons round table, whatever you want to call it, with the asterisk in the middle, paint in the middle, and I love
I
the
love
back
the
as
back.
well. Um, So yeah, this and also I really love the inside too.
Hmm.
I'm gonna show that off the inside a little bit on this one.
John says
I can get
pre-orders stress him out. Yeah, pre-orders only stress me out when they take the money immediately. That's when they stress me out.
no, I kind of have a different feeling about that. It's because like whenever I pre-order and the time is about to come and it's
Hmm.
about to ship, I don't know whether it's coming out or not or when it's gonna come out. And then sometimes it gets delayed, sometimes it comes out early. I'm like, yo, I needed that money. I needed my subway. Anyway, my next one is the Superman steelbook. I loved this steelbook, and it is glow in the dark. The symbol is glow in the dark, so I think that's awesome. I think this is the only steelbook that I own that glows in the dark. So that's dope. And last but not least, it is the TMNT Arrow 4K box set. I absolutely love this set. The movies are good. They're goofy. I actually kind of like 3, Strangle Me, Shoot Me, whatever. But I actually kind of like 3. I like all these movies. And I'm glad that I was able to pick it up for and add it to my collection.
I'm just
Yeah,
glad that price was reasonable.
yo,
I think by the
when
by the time it came out, it was reasonable, very
yeah,
reasonable.
when they announced it, it was like over 100 or around $100, and like I just pre-ordered it. I said that price is probably going to go down. It went down several times, so I'm pretty satisfied with that.
All right. So if you guys are physical media collectors and you want to share your favorite purchases of the year or releases, let us know down below. There isn't anything from this year that came out, and I was like, oh, I missed out on that. Like every pretty much everything I wanted, I got, and then whatever I didn't want, I was just like, eh. So moving on to our next categories, favorite first time watches of 2025. So like I said before, these are coming from, at least for me, they're coming from my 100 movies list. Um,
Same.
and when I can, I'm gonna show the physical media just because I want to show the physical media. So the first one, these are going from scores. So my first one is Thelma and Louise. I was in the summer. I was going through this thing where I was like trying to plow through my criterions because I watched. I had so many of them stacking up, and I was like, I need to make a dent and watch my criterions. So this was one of the ones that I put on in the summer, and I thought this was a great summer choice. This is a great movie, man. I love this movie, and Ridley Scott of all people directing this movie is weird because I don't think of this kind of movie when I think of Ridley Scott. But I thought this was a great movie. I definitely want to go back to this. The next one is Superman, the movie, the Richard Donner original. Yes, I watched this for the first time this year before Superman. I love this movie, man. This is the epitome of Superman to me. It was so hopeful. It's so corny and cheesy, but it gave me the warm and fuzzies, all the fun tingles. I love this movie. It's so much fun. Next one is Suspiria. I absolutely love this movie. This movie is weird. This movie is out there, but it is so good. I love this is some of my favorite filmmaking in a horror movie I've ever seen. This movie is gorgeous, and I loved it. It's so cool. It has one of my favorite jump scares in a movie ever, and the third act I thought was great. The ending is a little weird, but the third act is really cool. Um, Next up is Princess Mononoke. Shout out to AJ. He gave me this. I got to see this for the first time in the theater in IMAX for the re-release this year. I thought this movie was absolutely fucking beautiful. I absolutely loved this movie from start to finish. It is very reminiscent. I mean, I guess it's hard to say this is reminiscent because Avatar came out after it, but watching this movie reminded me a lot of Avatar in a way. Um, I loved it. I thought it was a
Protect
great movie.
protect nature.
Yeah, very much. And then the last one, Silence of the Lambs. Absolutely love this movie. This movie is detective thriller at its finest. Incredible. This is one of the best third acts to a movie I ever seen in my life. When that twist in the third act happens, it goes down, brother. I absolutely love this movie.
Solid picks, solid picks. I don't. I only own one of these movies, and I didn't grab it. It's okay.
Mhm.
Um, some of these on this list may shock you, but this it is what it is. So my number 5 is gonna be the Toxic Avenger 1984.
Mhm.
I did not think I was going to enjoy this as much as I did. I watched it on Shutter, and it was like around the time around October where I was watching all these, horror films and stuff, and I was trying to watch some that I hadn't seen that I kind of, was interested in watching. I wanted to watch the remake, so I was like, let me watch the original first. This movie is outrageous, wacky, crazy, stupid, heartfelt a little bit. Um, but it's fun. It's a fun movie. It's hilarious. Like I was sitting there laughing pretty much from start to finish. And I don't usually do that with movies, so that one stuck out to me. So Toxic Avenger is my number 5. Number 4, this is the one that I own that I didn't grab, but it is Nosferatu, the newest Nosferatu. Um, it's fairly recent. It came out 2024, right?
Yeah, Christmas.
Christmas 2024. So it's fairly new. I watched it a few months after it came out. Everybody was kind of ranting and raving about it. Like the trailer didn't wow me, but I kind of had some intrigue. I watched it and it kind of blew me away in certain aspects. I really, really enjoyed the filmmaking of that movie. The acting was very solid, all around. Yeah, like really, it was the filmmaking for me, the cinematography. It looks gorgeous, and it's very heavy hitting, especially that final scene. But yeah, that movie was really good to me. My number, what are we on? Number 3.
Three.
This is another movie I caught on Shutter around October time. It is Creep. Creep is a movie that I always heard about, always seen the poster of, never really knew anything about it. It's kind of like a found footage film of this guy. He's a weirdo. He's quirky, but he's also kind of hilarious. Um, and he goes around killing people. But he does it in such a way that's like kind of hilarious. So, yeah, Mark. I think his name is Mark Duplass, the actor. And then there's a part 2, and then there's a series on Shutter called the Creep Tapes. I haven't gotten into those. I saw part 2, didn't love it as much as the first one, but I plan on watching the show eventually. So that was my number 3. Number 2 was suggested by Tyler, actually. Poltergeist 2, The Other Side. Um, that movie, he told me it was crazy, but I was sitting there, I was like, how crazy could it be? It couldn't be that insane. It is insane, especially when you get the second act, third act, and then they actually go on to the other side. Wild stuff. I enjoyed the movie for the most part. The beginning, it started off a little slow, but then once it got into it, it spiraled out of control.
I think Poltergeist 2 is a painfully overlooked sequel. I see a lot of people say that movie's not good, and I'm like, y'all are bugging, man. I love that movie. It's not like, I think I have it at 3.5. I really, really, really like it. It's not high art to me, and it doesn't touch the first one to me, but it's really good stuff. I don't understand the hate for it at all.
And my number 1 is a movie called A Real Pain. starring Jesse Eisenberg and directed by Jesse Eisenberg. And it is also starring Kieran Culkin. And that movie is just really beautiful, really like heavy and emotional, and the acting is really good. The dialogue is written very well. And I was just sitting there, just like kind of mesmerized by the delivery, and by Kieran and Jesse Eisenberg. Both of them together were fantastic. Um, yeah, so that will be my number one first time watch.
Yeah, I was going through my list. I didn't think I watched that many great things, but I was going through. I'm like, yeah, no, I watched some good stuff. John said his favorite first time watches were Night of the Hunter, The Wrestler, which I need to watch.
Wrestler.
Curious Case of Benjamin Button, Rear Window. We watched Rear Window for the first time this year, and we
Yep.
liked it a lot. And There Will Be Blood, which I've heard of. I've never seen it though. But if you guys have any first
Solid.
time watches you want to say you watched, let us know. Moving on to our next category, the top 5 disappointments of 2025. The one negative thingy, because we don't do top 10 worst lists. Don't worry, mine is coming next week. Don't you worry about that.
You can
So
keep
like I
going.
said,
I'm gonna turn my screen off for a second.
uh,
You can keep going.
um, like I said, the top 5 disappointments of the year, they're not movies that are bad, but they're movies that, maybe you saw them and you expected them to be, fire, and they were okay. There is one movie on here that I think is like I expected it to be fire, and it was just, eh. The rest are movies that I thought they were kind of bad. I'm not gonna lie. So my number 5, I guess they go from 5 to 1. They go lower in score. So my number 5 is unfortunately Predator Badlands. This is a movie that I was really optimistic it was going to be good. The concept sounded kind of cool, but the trailers didn't really grab me like that. And I was on a high because while I don't really like Prey at all, to be honest, I think Prey is insanely overhyped. I like this movie more than Prey, so there's that. Predator Killer of Killers, which we will talk about later. Predator Killer of Killers was awesome. That was awesome. And so I was kind of on a high. I was like, oh man, if he did that with this, what is he going to do with this? And the answer, and then before that, we got the announcement this is going to be rated PG-13. And I was like, oh, brother. Um, yeah, man, Predator Badlands, it was entertaining. There were some cool action sequences here and there, but at the end of the day, it's not what I want from a Predator movie. It was Predator for kids to me, and it didn't work. It didn't really work. Elle Fanning is really good, and I think the effects and the CGI and all that is great. Actually, it's damn good. But I don't know. They to me the setup for the movie was great, but it feels like halfway through the movie they just abandon it and they go and do something else. And I was like, but I like that other thing. That's what I wanted. I don't want this. And so I don't know. When they abandoned the setup for the movie, I had kind of checked out. I was like, I don't like this. This is not what I wanted. But it wasn't a bad movie. And like I said, I liked it more than Prey. Um, but I don't know. I know a lot of people. I know AJ really liked it a lot more than me. But it didn't really work for me. My number 4 is a movie I was definitely looking forward to, and it disappointed me criminally. Megan 2.0. I really, really liked the first Megan. It's actually grown on me quite a bit. Um, this movie to me did not work at all. I saw the trailer and I was totally down for them doing Terminator 2 with Megan. I thought it looked really fun and over the top. And then you get to the movie and it's insanely boring. There's maybe one or two scenes that had that over the topness of the first movie. One including it's one is a recycled scene from the first movie, so but the movie it's just I don't know. It was just bleh. It was there. I remember being insanely bored watching this movie. And I remember I asked my friends, I was like, "Was it me? Or that wasn't really great?" They're like, "No, that wasn't really great. No." But it's okay because after we saw Megan, we went upstairs and watched F1, and we'll talk about that later. Yeah, Megan was not great. It was okay. Um, Number three. This one hurt. This one hurt, but I expected it. But this one hurt. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Um, I'm not too upset about this because I said it before this year that I was insanely concerned for this movie walking into it, and my concerns were validated. Um, this movie was a hot mess from start to finish. It was insanely convoluted. The movie's way too long. They're obsessed with flashbacks left and right. It was ridiculous. The positives, the action is as good as ever. The story is okay, and Tom Cruise is Tom Cruise, but this was kind of a whimper to go out on for Mission Impossible to me. And it's a shame because I liked Dead Reckoning a lot when I saw it. I've actually grown to love the Dead Reckoning. That's one of my favorites in the franchise. I think it's so underrated. This movie was unfortunately what I was expecting it to be. It's disappointing because it comes off Dead Reckoning, which I love, and B, it's the conclusion to one of the best action franchises ever. And it's fine. I think the second watch actually kind of hurt it. Actually, third watch. Me and AJ actually watched Dead and Final Reckoning back to back, and that did it no favors at all. It did no favors because God. But to put it to you this way, during Dead Reckoning, I was sitting there locked in. I was like, yeah, Dead Reckoning. All right. Final Reckoning, I was like, no. Uh huh. No. Submarine is done. Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, they're in Africa now. Okay. Final Reckoning. Number two. This is a movie. Tron Ares is my number two. Now, to be fair, I was not expecting much from this movie. The minute I heard that they were gonna go into the real world, I said that sounds like a horrendous idea, and I was kind of right. um, the reason it's disappointing is because I thought the trailers were freaking awesome. We're gonna talk about the second trailer later, but the second trailer to me is, oh my god, it's so good. Um, this did not work. This did not work for me at all. I thought the acting was insanely bland. The script was fucking horrendous. It's so just hollow and bland and boring. I was so bored. I checked out halfway through this movie because the only thing to me that the movie had to offer is VFX, music, visuals, of which all three are top tier of the year. This is probably a top 5 visual movie this year without quite. It's one of the best theater experiences I had this year. If you saw this movie in IMAX, that shit was generational. No question. But the movie as a whole, I became numb to it at a certain point, and it's a shame. And it's a shame that this is now apparently Disney doesn't want to do any more Tron movies, and it's like maybe don't wait so long to do one. Number one and number two, put effort into it. That's a shame. And my number one, this is forget the most disappointing movie of this year. This probably clears the most disappointing movie of last year and probably the year before. This is a movie that I did not think would be on this list at all. So high at all. And just I The Running Man. This is a movie that it was on my most anticipated of the year, and rightfully so. It's from one of my favorite directors of all time, Edgar Wright. Man has directed no bad movies in my opinion, and even his worst movie, which was Hot Fuzz, isn't bad. It's good. I do not know what on earth happened with this movie. This movie was honestly a fucking mess. Glenn Powell is good, the action is fine, but the movie is so boring and so serious. This is a movie with a game show concept. It should have so much fun. The only person having any kind of fun, Josh Brolin was having a good time. Glenn Powell has some of that energy, and Coleman Domingo is the best part of the movie. He's in it for 5 minutes, and he is everything I wanted this movie to. Michael Cera's in it for like 1 minute and just gets tossed away. I don't know what on earth happened with this movie. I was so checked out halfway through, and the movie is 2.5 hours long. So imagine by the end of this movie how I felt. And I unfortunately had to give the treatment to my friends. When we walked out of the movie, they were like, "Oh, so what you think?" I was like, "That wasn't great." They were like, "You didn't like it?" I was like, "No, not really. It was kind of bad." I don't know what happened with this movie. Everyone says Last Night in Soho is his worst movie. Brother, I would fucking watch Last Night in Soho 8 times of the week. And I love Last Night in Soho. I'll take that any day of the century over this. This to me, I heard about this. I was like, this right up his alley. This is perfect. He does action movies all the time. This is what could go wrong? Apparently everything. This was a mess. This was a mess. I don't know what happened, and it's a shame. I felt like I was belittling my favorite kid when I walked out of this movie and reviewing it because I was like, what happened? It was a shame. But yeah, The Running Man is without question my most disappointing movie that came out this year. AJ, you're muted by the way.
Yes. As I was saying, solid list. Um, I have five here. One is the same as yours. The rest are different. So let's get into it. My number five may surprise you, but it is Warfare. I actually was really, really hyped for this movie. Coming off of Civil War last year, which was my favorite film of 2024. And I heard that he was doing another movie. And I was very much looking forward to it. And I watched the movie, and it's not bad. It's not a bad movie. Don't hear me say that. But it just really gave me nothing. Nothing to grab onto other than the performances here. The performances were very good. The filmmaking was good too. I'm not gonna cheat the
Speaking of
cinematography.
speaking of generational IMAX experiences this year, holy shit!
Yeah, the visuals were great. But I did not expect it to be a one location movie. Was not expecting that, and I just found myself bored throughout pretty much the entire runtime. So I didn't want it to be there in my in my top five disappointments, but that would be number five. Didn't love it. Walked out disappointed. But it is what it is. My number four is Death of a Unicorn. The trailer to this movie, I wasn't like especially hyped, but I was looking forward to it. I thought it could be fun. The concept sounded fun. And got to watching it, and I waited to watch it at home. I didn't see it in theaters, but I waited to watch it at home, and it's kind of boring. It didn't really do much. It didn't. And CGI was really bad to me. It just didn't look good at all either. They tried to be funny, and it was just a miss. You know how somebody will tell a joke and it's not funny, and you're just sitting there like, that's kind of how I was throughout the movie. That's kind of how I was throughout the entire movie. A lot of jokes. Will Poultier was good. I think that's the one good takeaway from the movie. Jenna Ortega, I feel like she tried, but her character just didn't work. And Paul Rudd, his character wasn't like, I don't know why you would write the most lovable man as a jerk, but that's how I felt. Like, But anyway, Death of a Unicorn is my number 4.
Yeah,
Number 3
John
is
agrees. He
the
says
most
it's the most
uninteresting movie I've seen this year. Yeah, it was rough. Not that it was like my top most anticipated, but it fell flat from what I was expecting. Next is Mission Impossible Dead Final Reckoning, not Dead Reckoning. That was the last movie, most disappointing list. Um, I don't like Reckoning, but Final Reckoning, I kind of liked slightly more, but it was still a disappointment to me because of how much I love this franchise. This is a franchise that I've been into since part 3 came out, whatever year that was.
oh
It was
07, oh 06.
2000s, yeah, down there. Um, I was, a Mission Impossible fan since then. So, I felt like getting better as time went on. By the time we got to Fallout, I was like, they're getting better and better. And these last 2 movies have just been just blah. I don't like the concept of AI being the villain. I don't like the actual physical villain that they have
Oh
in these 2
Lord.
movies. So like the whole film being centered around them and AI, and just a lot of nonsense happening in both movies, but this one in particular, it felt like a mess. It just felt like a mess, in a lot of different ways. Some of the characters I do, of course, I love Ethan, Luther, Grace. I even like Grace, Benji, of course, but some of the characters are useless, throwaway characters, that we're supposed to feel something for, I guess. Um, but yeah, all in all, as a final film in the franchise, and as a film by itself, just a disappointment, which sucks because I love this franchise. My number 2 is Karate Kid Legends. Um, I watched this film at home. I didn't make it to the theater to see it. I know Tyler, feels differently about this movie, but I just could not get with it. I couldn't get with the acting. I didn't like really any of the characters. It felt very convoluted, and not convoluted, but like just a mess of a movie. Like there's a part of the movie where the kid is teaching an adult how to fight, and then he's supposed to be in a tournament, and it's just like kind of all over the place, and I'm just kind of like, huh, what's happening? And then they throw Mr. Han and Daniel in there out of nowhere, like really, like it really, they feel, both of them kind of feel out of nowhere to me. But it, like I said, it's not a bad movie. It just, I was looking forward to it, and it just fell flat for me.
Remember when we came into this year wondering how it was going to connect to the ending of Cobra Kai, and not a single instance of Cobra Kai is mentioned in that movie.
No, not Cobra
No,
Kai, but
don't. No. That's
but
after the movie ends. That don't count. And it's the best
but
part of the
yeah,
movie, but that don't count.
it's but yeah, I wish it was better than it was. I wish I was into it more, but I didn't love it, and I don't know if they're gonna do any sequels to it. Can't say that I'm looking forward to them, if they do, but yeah, that's my number 2, and number 1 might get me strangled over the internet. I don't care. This is my truth. This is something that I have been looking forward to for a while. This person has been the person that directed this
Oh,
movie has been working on this movie for a
oh!
while,
I
for a
forgot about
long
this
time,
one. I
for a
genuinely
long
forgot
time.
about this.
There's a
Oh,
reason for that. And You know, this is another one where it's not bad. Like, I don't find the movie bad. Was it disappointing? Yes. And it is Shelby Oaks. This movie, the trailer was kind of amazing. I loved the trailer. It was creepy, eerie, and I was like, yes, he's gonna do it. Yes. Um, then the movie came out, and the movie starts off like a documentary, type thing, and that was decent. It was fine. And then after like 20 minutes, it kind of switches to an actual movie. And I feel like that's where it kind of went downhill. Um, the actual movie parts were just, I don't think they were very well written. I don't think they were written very well. When it comes to the overall story and, the sequences of events that happen, and even the character that we're following, I just didn't think that the writing was well done. The direction was great. I thought the direction for, just as far as filmmaking and the camera work and things like that, visually was great. I just think the writing was rough on this one, and like I said, Chris Stuckman. If I've said this before in the past, if Chris Stuckman was to direct something that he didn't write, I feel like I would be more interested in that. Because, like I said, the direction it was really good here. I felt just the writing needed work, and yeah, I see we lost viewers there after that. But hey, my number one was Shelby Oaks.
Yeah, I definitely forgot about that one. I would have swapped out one of the other ones for that for sure, because that was very disappointing. John said, I haven't seen a whole lot this year, but the two that I expected more from was Woman in the Yard and Wolfman. I was hoping they would be sleepers, but unfortunately they put me to sleep.
Ooh,
Um, Woman in the Yard, I expected nothing from because it's a Blumhouse movie, and 98% of the time, Blumhouse movies are ass. Um, Wolfman, we'll talk about Wolfman later. But
woman, I've seen for these women didn't hate, but I didn't love. By the end, I kind of liked the concept of what the entity was. And then Wolfman, I had some admirable things about Wolfman, but I also didn't love the movie. But
I think Wolfman would, if we had awards for the most overhated movies, Wolfman would be up there because we'll talk about it later. If you guys want to list your 5 disappointments from the year, or maybe 10 disappointments, I don't know. Go ahead and feel free down below. Moving on to our next category, the top 5 surprises of the year. So these are the movies that, at least for me anyway, I walked in expecting them to be ass or not good, and I was like, hey, that's pretty good. Um, so my number 5 is one that I had really no knowledge of, but I just saw. I like to go through people's lists and see things that came out this year and be like, oh, watch list, watch list, watch. I do that. There's a lot of movies this year I didn't watch, but I put them in there, be like, yeah, I might check that out. So this is one of them. This was a Netflix movie. I had no idea what it was, but I was like, you know what? I'll check that out because of the main star. And it actually was kind of fucking awesome. It's a Netflix movie called Havoc. So I think this is from the director of The Raid or The Raid 2, something like that. I know somebody with The Raid was involved with this movie. And it's essentially this action movie starring Tom Hardy, and it's like really hyper stylized, like and insanely violent. I pressed play without having any expectations, and this movie was fucking awesome. This movie, when it got going, this was like the action in this movie was just pure insanity and carnage, bro. The last 35 minutes of this movie was insane. I remember on my letterbox I said it might be the only time I checked there were like 20 minutes left in the movie and was happy about that because I was like, yo, what are they gonna do next? Like, this is insane. I will say, Some characters have insane plot armor in this movie. There are times where people should be hamburger meat, and I was like, oh, okay, bro, like come on. But the hits in this movie are satisfying as hell, and it was entertaining as shit. I don't know. I liked it a lot. I know a lot of people were like, oh, it wasn't like the raid. I was like, I don't know. I thought it was fucking awesome, man. Um, my number four is a movie that's it's I don't know. I didn't expect it to be good, but I don't know. Good is a lack of word for this movie. Minecraft. Um, was this movie good? No, not really. Um, but was it entertaining as shit? Oh yes. Oh yes. And I actually watched it again with AJ, and I actually liked it a lot more than I did in the theater. This movie is probably the biggest definition this year of so bad it's good. This movie is nonsense. This movie is ludicrous insanity. Some of the green screen is genuinely horrendous, but it is so fucking funny. And some of it is intentional and some of it isn't, but it is so fucking funny. I can't watch this movie without just like dying of laughter at points because again, it's intentional and then it's not. And the parts that aren't are just funny. Like it's funny. It has this weird energy to it that I kind of like. And it, like the first time I watched it, I was like, it was okay. I don't know. It was harmless enough. I seen people, this is one of the worst movies ever made. I'm like, okay, brother. It's a fucking Minecraft movie. Give me a break, bro. Please. Um, but the second time I watched it, I was like, oh no, I know what this is. This movie is nonsense. Good nonsense. It's nonsense. But I like nonsense sometimes, We all need some nonsense every now and then. But I dug it, man. I thought it was great for what it was. Get some alcoholic beverages involved. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Um Number three, this is a movie. I swear to you, if you would have told me at the beginning of this year that this would end up on my list, Black Phone 2, bro. I do not like the Black Phone at all. I think that movie is insanely overrated. One of the most overhyped movies I've ever seen in my life. And so I heard we were getting a second one, and I was like, ugh, of course we are, because the first one made a shit ton of money, of course. Um, I didn't. I thought the content of this movie, while it looked cool, was insanely goofy, and it screamed, "We this is how we get another one." And it was like, and so when I finally watched it, I kind of had no expectations. I expected it to be kind of whatever, and I was like, that was okay. That was alright. I really like the Nightmare on Elm Street concept of it. This is the closest we're gonna get to a new Nightmare on Elm Street movie. Um, I thought some of the kills were cool, and I thought that it had a sense of urgency that the first movie didn't have for me, and so I kind of appreciated that. And I thought the acting was a lot better too. Um, I don't know. I thought it was all right. I was like, it was okay. Would I seek it out and watch it again? Maybe. I don't know. It's just the Black Phone, man. I don't know what it is with y'all in this franchise, bro. Like it's
I
very
definitely
whatever.
think I definitely think the grabber was more interesting in the second one than the first one, for
Yeah, but
sure.
even the grabber, man, it's just like what's special about him? And
Well,
especially you get the
well, now
second
he's
movie.
special.
Is he?
Yeah, you can
Anyway,
get in your dreams, man.
anyway. My number four is Black Phone 2. Um, no, that was my number three, Black Phone 2. My number two is Now You See Me, Now You Don't. So I saw the trailer for this movie without watching the other two, and I was like, man, that looks really fun. Like that looks really fun. And walking into it, I was like, it's the third Now You See Me movie. It's been 10 years since the first one. How good is this really going to be? And I watched the first two for the first time this year, which I enjoy the first one a lot. Second one is kind of a mess. Um, this movie was actually way better than it had any right being. For one, it's the best of the three. Two, it feels a lot like Fast Five with magic, which people were using as a negative, and I was like, give me that. That sounds fun as hell. Um, it was a fun time, man. From start to finish, I thought it was a fun time. The only really bad thing about it, I thought Rosamund Pike was honestly terrible in it. She's got this accent going on, and I'm like, brother, I don't know who told you that was a good idea, but really, yikes. Um, but it was good, man. The only thing that I could kind of see being a legit negative is like some of the magic stuff they do. You're like, is that even possible? Like, what are y'all doing, bro? They do things. You're like, some of the stuff they explain, like it's purposely done to look that way, but other times you're like, what? I could see a magic enthusiast sitting there with a deck of cards, like, really with this, really. But I really liked it, and we're supposed to be getting a fourth one at some point soon because Lionsgate liked the ideas for this one so much. Which I mean, good. They recognized something good. Um,
Your arch nemesis redeemed himself in this movie a little
hey
bit.
man, he almost fucked up. They teased something at the end, and I was like, I swear to God, if they fucking do this, but it was
for
kind of cool.
for the folks at home,
Yeah.
Tyler does not like Justice Smith in movies in
I said in
general.
I said in the in my letterbox, the real magic trick was getting me to like Justice Smith in the movies.
Oh shoot, he
And the
wasn't
key,
that bad at Dungeons and Dragons.
no, he
He
was
wasn't
good.
that bad.
The key to the trick was good writing and directing. Um, but my number one surprise of the year, which again, this was another one I expected to be good, but I guess I didn't know how good. I watched the trailer, I was like, it looks fun enough. But I watched the movie and I was like, oh, it was actually really good. Freakier Friday, man. This is a movie. Other than this guy, nobody fucking talked about it. It came out and that was it. I watched it the other day, or it was like a couple months ago, and I was like, "Where the hell was everybody talking about this? This was great." I don't know. I really liked it. I'm a sucker for the Disney Channel era. I call it the Disney Channel era, even though all these movies came out in theaters. But Freaky Friday, Pacifier, Mighty Ducks, things like that. I'm a sucker for stuff like that. And so to me, this movie had every right to fail. It was supposed to go to Disney Plus, and they put it in theaters, which rightfully so. This is a sequel to a very iconic Disney movie. Um, the movie I thought was great. I thought it captured the energy of the first movie. The leads are hilarious, and the movie is mostly funny too. And I thought the family themes really hit. Um, I saw some people say it was kind of hard for them to follow who was who at points. To me, I understood it completely. I was just like, those two switch with those two, and you know, those two also switch with those two. I don't know. To me, I got it after like two scenes. I was like, okay, fine. Um, but yeah, and you know, Jamie Lee Curtis, I love that woman when she's not acting like a maniac on social media. I think she's hilarious. She is so funny. She's a comedic gem. I love her and everything she shows up in. You know, just as long as she puts her phone down. But yeah, Freakier Friday was the most surprising thing I saw this year. I was like, yeah, that was way better than it had any right being.
Nice, nice. Solid list. My top five surprises, starting with number five. This is a movie that I didn't hate the trailer. Um, and I was kind of looking forward to it too. And then more people started talking about it, and more people were saying, "Oh, they're gonna go see it." It's like, okay, so I went to go see it in IMAX. It's one battle after another. This is a movie that I thoroughly enjoyed from start to finish. Leonardo DiCaprio's performance was bonkers, and I love when he does these wacky characters that are just kind of out of their head. I love that. Um, yeah, Paul W. No.
Paul Thomas
Paul
Anderson,
Thomas Anderson,
a
not
good Anderson.
the good Anderson, right? Paul Thomas Anderson did a great job with this film, and it's not something that he typically directs. It's not a type of movie that he typically directs. So I appreciate the um, variety in his filmography at this point. Um, but yeah, that movie was kind of great. Um, my number four, it was on Tyler's most disappointed films list, but it's Predator Badlands. I saw the trailer to this and I liked it, but I was like, it's Predator Badlands. He's a good predator. What's going on? Um, it didn't really turn out that he was good. He was like kind of in things for himself, but he did kind of have like some sympathy towards the end. I thought this movie was kind of awesome. I had a lot of fun with it. Elle Fanning was fantastic. She plays two characters in the movie. I thought both characters were really good. The action was awesome. A lot of fun. The visuals were fantastic. Um, the point about it being PG-13, we didn't know that it was going to be PG-13 until like maybe a few weeks before the movie came out.
Yeah.
And we both were like, what? How are they gonna what? How are they gonna do this? And they did it. And personally, I didn't have an issue. Like there's the predators killing creatures and stuff like that. So it didn't really feel like it was missing anything other than the human killings. But there was so much going on to where it kind of like blended well for me. It worked. Um, the concept of the movie worked in the end, and they kind of did like some sequel bait towards the end. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to that. Now, if they make it the same way, I hope they change some things up. I hope they make it interesting, but I'm down for it. This is a movie that I feel like I can also show my mom. My mom is not, she doesn't like a lot of violence, a lot of this, and that. But this movie, I felt like this is like a movie I can enjoy with my mom. So this is another thing I was thinking about. But yeah, so that was my number four. My number three is Bring Her Back. This is a movie I did not care for the trailer. I watched that trailer. I said, this movie does not look that good, even though it was, it's by the same people that made Talk to Me, which is one of my favorite A24 horror films. I just was like, this doesn't look great. It looks like kind of creepy, but the trailer wasn't really giving much away. It didn't really give anything away as far as the plot or story. So maybe if I would have known what the plot or story was, I would have been into it more. But I did not like the trailer, and when I pressed play on it at home, I was like, "Here goes nothing," I guess, And then I was thoroughly surprised that it was as good as it was to me. There were, certain things that I didn't love. I think it was kind of slow at some point, but for the most part, it was creepy, eerie, and that mom was quite insane, to say the least. But yeah, that movie it surprised me. I liked it quite a bit. The next one is number two, and it is Predator: Killer of Killers. I did not expect this movie to be as good as it was. It is an animated anthology Predator movie. I do the quotes around anthology because the stories kind of connect towards the end. Um, but there are like three different stories that happen in the movie, and then they come around all full circle in the end. And I kind of loved it. uh, I wasn't expecting much from the film just because it's an animated Predator movie, but they exceeded my expectations with that one. And then they did like some kind of post credit scene that reference Prey, and I was like, okay, it's gonna lead into something regarding Prey. This still hasn't been announced, but I guess we'll see. I would definitely be down for another like animated Predator thing like this, especially if it had the same team behind it. I would love that. And my last but not least, my number one surprise of the year was this is one that I did not see day one. I waited and I did see it in theaters, but I did not see it day one. And there was so much overwhelmingly negative reviews for this movie to where I was like, this movie is going to be like horrible. It's going to be like the worst movie, of the franchise. And it is The Conjuring: The Last Rites. I heard so many negative reviews for this movie.
It's not the movie I thought was gonna come out your mouth.
It maybe it maybe I was like, do I even go see this? Like, because I had planned on going to see it. People weren't really impressed with the trailer. I liked the trailer a lot, honestly. And people were just saying it was horrible. So, I ended up going to see it on a whim. I actually did a double feature. I saw this and the Downton Abbey movie right back to back. What a double feature, right? But this movie, it really surprised me about how, interesting it was. It took its time. It did a lot of character development and character work in this movie. And I think I appreciate that even more than the frights and the entity, what they show with the entity in this movie. Even though I didn't think that was bad either. I think, some of the jump scares and some of the frights were decent to good. Is this my favorite film of the franchise? Absolutely not. But it did surprise me that so many people said it was horrible, and I liked it quite a bit. But one thing I did see in the reviews, they say the movie wasn't great, but the character work and the Warrens, this was a nice send off for them, and I 100% agree. I think this was a fantastic send off for the family, and yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed the movie. I liked it through and through. So that is my number one.
I guess that's one of two movies that you heard everyone say was horrible that you ended up liking in the theater.
Which one? What's the other one?
Tron.
Oh, yeah, that one too. But no, that's not that. That's not. I didn't. I liked the movie, but it didn't make my list. Let's just say that.
We got Austin in the chat. What's going on? My dudes, what's up? Hope you guys have an awesome holiday. I only watched 2 movies in 2025. I watched 14 shows this year instead. Okay. Luke,
All
what's
right.
going on, man? Biggest surprises were Caught Stealing, Long Walk, and Thunderbolts. Caught Stealing was kind of a surprise for me because I didn't really know what it was going to end up being like, but I like that movie a lot. All right. If you guys want to list your surprises in the comments, go ahead and do that. The next one up is top 5 trailers of the year. This is my personal favorite category. I love doing this. I had a lot of fun doing this one last year, and I had a lot of fun doing this one again this year. So we're gonna try and speed through these next 2, so that way we can dedicate about 45 minutes to top 10 best movies of 2025. So this is in no particular order, really. These are just 5 that I was like, yeah, those were bangers. So my number 5 is the teaser trailer for Mortal Kombat 2. I mean, this trailer was fucking raw. What can I say? I'm so irritated that they delayed it all the way to next year. I should have seen this movie by now. I should have had it in hopefully my top 10 of the year. Like I
You should
should
have
have
had the
seen this
physical
movie by now.
pre-ordered.
Yes. But instead I'm sitting here waiting for it. But on the positive, we get a Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat movie in the same year. So that's gonna be awesome. But yeah, this was a sick trailer, man. I thought it was a really cool trailer. I love the use of the theme. I'm excited for Mortal Kombat 2, man. Um, my number four is the Michael teaser trailer. Man, you want to talk about something that in the theater it hit like absolute crack? It was this, man. I'm still insanely nervous for this movie, but without question, this is one of the best trailers that came out this year. This trailer was awesome, and it's only like a minute and change. It was one of the best teaser trailers for sure. Um, my number three is the second trailer for Superman. The first one came out last year, so I couldn't put it on here. But this year, I could put the second one because that trailer was freaking awesome. That was a great trailer. Both trailers were great for Superman, but the second trailer was a damn good trailer. I remember that one being damn good. Um, my number two is the teaser trailer for the Fantastic Four: First Steps. You want to talk about a trailer I watched so many times this year? It was probably my favorite teaser trailer that came out this year. It was only like a minute and change, but it captured everything that the movie was in a minute and change. And that end, she's like, "We'll do it as a family." Fantastic
Fantastic Four.
Four. Oh man, that was even just watching it today again. I was like, "Oh, I love this trailer, bro. It's so good." Oh man, and it helps that the movie's a banger. We'll talk about it later, but yeah, teaser trailer for Fantastic Four, man, incredible. And I don't know if this is my favorite. To be honest, while going through these, I really didn't scour through every trailer because I didn't remember. I'm sure there's probably one I'm forgetting, but the one that I thought of that every time I got it in the theater, I was like, "Yo, I love this trailer." The second trailer for Tron Ares, bro. This trailer, it helps that they put As Alive as You Need Me to Be in that trailer and it is booming, but just you got the visuals and just everything going, bro. This is a top 5 trailer for this year, bro. I absolutely loved the trail. Both trailers I thought were pretty sick, but this trailer I remember seeing it and I was like, y'all got me excited, bro. I had my worries, but y'all got me excited. And then I saw the movie. But y'all had me excited, bro. This trailer was raw. It was easily one of the best trailers I saw this year.
And that's your top five.
Hmm.
Nice. Um, so starting at number five, this is a movie I have not seen yet. It is out, but the first time I saw the trailer, I liked it, and then the second time I was like, "Yo, this looks kind of fantastic," and I can't believe I haven't seen it yet. I really want to see it. But it is Marty Supreme. Um, Timothy Chalamet looks like he is acting like he's the performance here looks like it is out of this world. Like something that he's and I've seen reviews saying that this is like his best performance, and from this trailer, um, it looks like that to me. As far as the concept of the movie, um, I was kind of shocked that it is a table tennis movie, but also looks as crazy as it is. There are, guns waving around and explosions and all that. I'm like, this looks kind of dope, and I really want to see the film. I want to see it in theaters, but I might have to wait till home. But that is my number five, Marty Supreme. Number four is Sunrise on the Reaping. This trailer was dope, and I saw it for the second time in theaters the other day when I went to go see The Housemaid, and I I liked it even more in theaters than watching it at home. I guess I didn't realize that it was double the contestants in the games, but they said that, and
Well,
like we
the quarter quo and Catching Fire is a
double.
expanded size too, so I don't know.
Okay, yeah, so maybe that's what it is.
Mhm.
But I love how they do the countdown and they show different things within the numbers. I really honed in on that this last time I saw it. But yeah, I love that trailer, and I am hyped for the movie. And it's crazy that we got a trailer for this movie a year before it comes out. But I'm down.
You mean normal marketing, the way marketing
I
should be?
mean, that's not how we usually get them, so that's why I say that. But yeah,
You should normalize that.
yeah. Number three is Thunderbolts final trailer. I love this trailer. And I love that they do like the little flashbacks and to past MCU films with certain characters that are in the movie. Um, it gets me emotional, much like the movie does itself. But like it's kind of like reminiscing on the past and things like that. So I loved this movie and I love this trailer. And I didn't see this trailer until after I watched the movie because I tried to stay away from,
Yeah,
I sometimes I try to still,
they released like 18 trailers for this movie. It was
yeah,
at a point I was like, brother, enough, bro. I want to
yeah,
see it. Enough,
yeah.
please.
Some of these movies have like final trailers and second and third trailers and stuff like that, and I'm just like, I don't want to be spoiled for the movie, so
Hmm.
I'm not gonna watch any more trailers. But I saw this trailer after the movie came out, and I think it hit even more after the fact. But that's my number three, Thunderbolts final trailer. Number two is Final Destination Bloodlines. Man, I this movie is this movie is really dope. Number one, and number two, this trailer I wasn't expecting as much from it. I wasn't really expecting much from this movie. It is the sixth movie in a franchise that four and five. eh, for me anyway. People love five, but four and five are okay. So six, so many years later, the concept of bloodlines is kind of interesting, but what are they gonna do? This
A
trailer
lot.
came out. Yeah, this trailer came out, and I was like, I'm in. I'm in, bro. And that was a reflection of the movie too, because the trailer was dope and the movie was dope. So
Yeah.
um that was my number two. And my number one, every time I saw this trailer, I got chills. And I loved it. And the movie, it helps that the movie was awesome. But it was the live action How to Train Your Dragon. Um
Yeah. The
I,
second trailer.
the second trailer for that. Every time I saw it in theaters, I felt goose pimples going down my back. Um, and that's kind of how I felt while watching the movie too, especially that third act. Is it a shot for shot remake? Yeah, who cares? It was good. It was good, and I know that was a lot of people's issue with the movie, but you know, I enjoyed it, and that was one dope trailer. So that was my number one. How to Train
John
Your
said
Dragon.
he watched the fuck out of the Fantastic Four trailer. Yeah, bro. That the second trailer was really good too. I was mad the D23 trailer from Thunderbolts came out last year, and I was pissed because that's the
Mm.
trailer that of all the trailer that was the one that I was like that was my favorite trailer from that marketing. I was like, damn, it came out last year. Um, so if you guys want to list your top five favorite trailers from this year, go ahead and share them down below. Next category is top five seasons of television. And now this is mainly ages category because I don't really watch TV like that, but the the ones that I did watch were pretty damn good. So the ones that I would shout out, Daredevil Born Again, I thought was great. Um, for me personally, The Last of Us season two was fucking awesome. I thought that was a great season of television. I don't care what nobody said. I love that season. Marvel Zombies was a surprise. I actually really liked Marvel Zombies. Um, even though I didn't finish it, My Hero Academia season 8 was damn good. That was some good stuff. I have about 3 episodes left, but it was really, really, really good. And Creature Commandos. Creature Commandos was pretty good too. I enjoyed Creature Commandos. And Peacemaker. Peacemaker season 2. I have one episode left in Peacemaker, which I didn't finish it because everyone said the finale sucked. So who knows? Maybe I'm just talking gibberish. But what I've seen of Peacemaker, I really liked it. A lot of people were kind of on it. I personally really dug it. I don't know. But yeah, of all the ones I named, I think my favorite would probably be The Last of Us season 2. I actually really like The Last of Us season 2. I'm sorry. I really liked it. You'll see it later. I really liked it. But yeah, AJ, go ahead.
You're forgetting one, man.
What?
Alien Earth.
Go ahead.
All right, my top five seasons of TV. I'm gonna go The Bear season 4. I absolutely loved The Bear when it first came out. Season 1. After season 1, I was hooked. Season 2, I really liked. Didn't really love season 3 when it came out. And then now this season, season 4, that came out this year, I felt like we got so much development for our main character. And like I felt extremely satisfied with a lot of things that happened throughout this season. Now, moving forward, I don't know, what is in store after what happened in that finale, but we'll see. Number 4 is Welcome to Derry, season 1. This season was awesome as far as you know or a movie concept moved to TV, a horror movie concept moved to TV. Um, it was kind of awesome, especially towards the back end of the season. It started off a little weak to me. The first 4 or 5 episodes were kind of like but then by the time we got to the later episodes, I was like, this is fire. This is absolutely fire. So Welcome to Derry season 1 was my number 4. Number 3 is Dexter Resurrection season 1. This is a spinoff of a spinoff of a spinoff of
Got it.
Dexter. This is a show that I absolutely love the original series. It ended. I don't love the ending of the original series. Most people will say it kicked their dog. It was the worst thing that they ever laid eyes on. I don't feel that way, but it wasn't good. Then we got the spinoff, New Blood. I liked it from start to finish. Once again, people felt like the end kicked their dog. Hey, I liked it from start to finish. Then we got the prequel series, Original Sin. I liked that as a whole as well. And then we got this, which this season of Dexter felt like a fan cast palooza of just weirdness. Like, I don't know what this season was, but what they gave us was kind of awesome. It had an insane amount of guest stars, and you know Dexter, took care of what he needed to take care of. Let's just say that. And yeah, I absolutely loved Dexter Resurrection. I actually finished it today. I had been watching it week to week, but I actually finished it today for the stream. But so I could say it ended on a strong note, and it ended on a strong note. My number 2 is My Hero Academia season 8, the final season of this anime that I've been watching for how many years has this been on? For several
Wow.
years. Probably like,
2015, 2016, something like
yeah,
that.
2015, 2016, about 10 years. Um yeah, we approached the end, and through and through, this season was fire. It was awesome. And the ending, I understand why people are upset with the ending. I think that the ending it makes sense. It kind of came full circle for Deku, but I leave it there. Next is my number 1 is a show that maybe not a whole lot of people have heard of, but it did win some awards. But it is Adolescence. It is a Netflix series, a 4 episodes series about a kid that is suspected of killing its classmate in the UK. And this show is really really heavy, but I kind of love the filmmaking. I love, the kind of the mystery to it. Did he do it? It's a one take. Each episode is a one take, which is very interesting. It was a very interesting concept. Now if it was more than 4 episodes, if it would have been a entire 10 episode season, yeah, the one take probably would have gotten annoying. But I think for the 4 episodes it made sense. um, was the ending extremely satisfying? No, but I think it was the point. I think the show as a whole was kind of like a masterclass just because of how it was filmed, how the dialogue was written and delivered. Fantastic, fantastic series, fantastic miniseries. So that is my top 5 seasons of TV.
All right. If you guys want to share your top five, I know Austin. I don't know if Austin's still here, Mister 14 shows. If
He
you
did
wanna,
14 shows.
you wanna list your top five of those 14, go right ahead, man.
I probably
Oh,
did watch 14 shows this year, but not all of them were from this year.
well, no, you're the TV guy. I know you're the
Yeah.
TV guy. But if you guys want to list your top five seasons of television, feel free to share down below. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the creme de la creme of the year. The top 10 best movies of 2025.
The
Oh,
chef's
baby.
kiss.
This is where we get the good stuff. The people, oh, why is this movie not on your list? Brother, let me tell you something. 2025 was a damn good year for movies. I don't know why that moved. 2025 was a damn good year for movies. Let me tell you something. I really liked this year's movies. I seen a lot of people complaining like, "Oh, you got some pretty, bad movies this year." There weren't many movies that I was like, "That sucked." Maybe 15. The rest were, to damn that was good. So I have five honorable mentions and then my top 10. I'll go through the honorable mentions quickly. So my number five honorable mention is going to be Final Destination Bloodlines. This was awesome. This was another movie. It was way better than it had any right being, but this was fucking awesome. I loved it. My number four is Predator Killer of Killers. If you would have told me a Predator anime movie would not only make it close to my top 10, but be my personal favorite of the Predator franchise, crazy. I love this thing. This was awesome. My number three honorable mention is Superman. I love this movie. I did. I loved it. Um, some of these movies I wish they could be in my top 10, but there's only 10 spots. And two of them got knocked out today and last week. Sorry. But yeah, man, it was a great intro to the DCU, and we're getting Supergirl next year. I'm beyond pumped. My number two honorable mention: How to Train Your Dragon. I loved it. I love this movie, man. I love the original, and seeing it come to life in live action with so much care and effort. All I could do is smile and tear up and cry. And we're getting two in a couple of years, bro. Seeing Toothless go alpha in live action is I might just pass out, bro. I might just pass out. Am I? Yeah. And my last honorable mention of the year, which this is the one that got knocked out of my top 10 today. F1. I love this movie. This was fucking awesome. Top Gun with race cars, which is Days of Thunder, but is also this. I loved it, man. Brad Pitt gave one of my favorite performances of the year. Um, I loved it. I thought it was a great time. You want to do your honorable mentions before we go?
Yeah, let's do it. So my number 5 honorable mention is, I talked about it already. It is Bring Her Back. I actually really enjoyed this movie, and I was surprised that I liked it as much as I did, given how I felt about the trailer. But it was creepy, eerie, and I really dug it. Next is Number 4 is Sinners. I really enjoy this movie. I think the cinematography is great. I think Michael B. Jordan's performance on both ends were fantastic. The direction was great. Um, there are a few things holding it back. Not very much, but there are a few things holding it back for me. But Sinners is my number 4. Number 3 is going to be Final Destination Bloodlines. I talked about that earlier with the trailers. Dope movie, kind of terrifying, kind of funny at times, gnarly at times. Yeah, this is a dope horror film. Number 2 is going to be Fantastic Four First Steps. Really enjoy this movie. Once again, there are a few things holding it back for the top 10, but I enjoyed this quite a bit. A very solid entry to the MCU. And what am I, number 1?
Yep.
My number 1 honorable mention is Weapons. This is a movie that I kind of didn't expect what happens in the movie. I didn't expect it to be as funny as it was. I didn't expect it to be as well. I did kind of expect it to be creepy, but maybe not as creepy as it turned out to be. Yeah, it was a dope film, and it is my number 1 on my honorable mentions.
All right. So how we normally do the top 10 of the year is we go back and forth, and if we have the same one, we'll just be like, "Hey, we got the same one." I
Mm-hmm.
already know like what 3, 4 of mine are not in yours, so that's fine. You already
I don't
said
know if
3
we
or
have.
4 of them.
Do we have any? Do we have any
We
that
got
are the
one.
same?
Well,
Oh,
not
okay,
at the same entry. I know 2 of them are
okay,
definitely in there. So
gotcha.
let's crack this bitch off, shall we? So number 10 is a movie I should have. These next 2 actually they would have been in my surprises, but I didn't want to mention them. I tried not mentioning too many movies in the same list. So my number 10 is, again, this is one I did not think it'd be in my top 10, but I was like, oh, I kind of loved it. Avatar: Fire and Ash, bro. If you told me by the end of this year in January, when we did the top 10 most anticipated, oh, that movie's not even, it's not even sniffing my list, that this would be in my top 10 of the year, I would have been like, bro, get out of here, bro. Avatar: Fire and Ash, man. I was not a fan of The Way of Water. I loved the first movie. This movie, I really, really liked it, man. I actually really liked it more on the second watch. I really liked this movie, man. It kind of, it was the payoff to The Way of Water. It was kind of the payoff to all the dumb, goofy decisions that they made in The Way of Water. But I thought the scale was amazing. I thought the effects were fucking incredible, man. The Ash people, Varang, an amazing villain, and the third act was great stuff. There's some story beats that I'm not a fan of, and I don't really love the final minutes because it kind of feels like open ended, despite us being told that this was going to be the end of this trilogy story. But I don't know, man. It worked. I don't know why it worked so much, but it did. I left that movie. I was like, yo, that was fucking great, man. I don't know. I dug it. But yeah, my number 10 is Avatar: Fire and Ash.
Okay, all right. My number 10 is going to be James Gunn's Superman. Um, I thoroughly enjoyed this film. I really enjoyed the fresh, bright, new take on Superman. David Cornsweet did a very good job in his performance as Superman. I'm not sure of her name, but Lois Lane did very good as well. The actress that played Lois Lane. Um, and Nicholas Holt, man, will we say he's the number 1 hater of 2025 in film?
1A! 1A! One! One! I!
Yo, this man, yeah, crypto. We got some awesome things here in this movie, and I think it's very promising for the beginning of the DCU. I know we got Peacemaker season 2 as well. I was not able to check that out before the end of the year, but and Creature Commandos was another thing that we got at the beginning, but I think this is very promising. We got a trailer for Supergirl next year, and I'm looking forward to it. This movie is pretty much what started everything off, and I'm hyped, man. I'm hyped for what's to come. But this movie was dope.
All right. My number nine is a movie. I really before the month it came out, I had no. I didn't have not that I didn't have any interest in it. But I was like, ugh, I gotta do this to watch this movie. All right, let's plow through it. My number nine is let me make sure I get the name. Okay, Chainsaw Man, the movie, the Res Arc. See the poster there? I absolutely love this fucking movie. I'm not a big fan of season one of Chainsaw Man. There's some things in it that I like, but a lot of it is just kind of boring and nonsense. This that's some good shit, I must say. I love this movie. I walked into this movie kind of like I actually didn't see a trailer for it at all because I heard it kind of spoiled the movie. So I was like, yeah, let me not watch it. I didn't know anything about this movie. And so, watching it, I was like, oh, I was like, a lot of it just took me by surprise. And man, it was awesome. The first half of it is kind of your stereotypical Chainsaw Man thing. But then the second half of this movie came, I said, oh, oh, brother, some of the best animation for an anime anything I ever seen in my life on a movie screen. At a point, it wasn't even animation anymore. At a point, me and Kevin put our hands up. We were like, bro, I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore. I don't even know what I'm fucking looking at anymore. It's so damn good. I don't even know what I'm looking at anymore. That's how damn good it was. Um, it was incredible, man. I loved it, and I pray to Jesus that whatever they do next is more like this. Please, just keep it like this, bro. I don't want to go back to the season one stuff where I'm just like, yeah, it's okay. This was awesome though. But my number nine is Chainsaw Man, the movie, the Res Arc.
Nice, nice. I too enjoyed that movie quite a bit. Number nine for me is Predator Badlands. I did mention this movie earlier, and I talked about it, so I won't go all the way into it, but I was kind of surprised about how much I enjoyed the film, and yeah, I felt like it was dope. It was dope to me.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Um,
I already talked about
yeah,
it.
okay.
So.
My number eight with the Thunderbolts. The Thunderbolts. Let me tell you something, man. I remember when they announced this movie at 2023, no, 2022 at D23, and everyone was like, that's gonna fucking suck. What is this lineup for the Thunderbolts? Oh my god, I can't believe this lineup. I was the only one on the damn stream saying, no, that's gonna be raw. I'm sorry, that's going to be fucking raw. And I remember seeing the leaked trailer from D23. It was the teaser trailer. I was like, yo, that looks raw. Everyone's like, yeah. I'm like, bro, what? What is wrong with ya? Then the second D23 trailer came out, and I was like, oh no, I'm excited for the man. Fuck yeah, bro. I was the only one from day one saying this is gonna be raw. And what happens when everyone sees it? Oh man, that was really good.
Mhm.
I love this movie. Thunderbolts was fucking awesome, man. There's only really one thing in the movie that really bothers me, and I'm not going to spoil it because it is a big thing. But other than that, I loved this movie. I love my superheroes being depressed. Like, I'm sorry, I do. I thought all the acting here was great. The action sequences were fucking awesome. The chemistry between all these guys was great. And it hit, man. The third act of this movie hits like a forget Mack truck, a bullet train. It hits, man. Especially on the second watch. I was like, "Ooh, man!" It's like I love my life. That's what this movie is. What this movie made me think about. Yeah, man. Thunderbolts. This was a damn good movie for the MCU for this year. The Thunderbolts is my number 8.
All right, my number eight. I know this is probably on your most disappointed list, or yeah, one of them. It is K-pop Demon Hunters. I
No,
actually, well, I know you don't love the movie,
no,
but
I liked it though.
oh, okay, okay, cool. Anyway, I saw this movie in theaters when I watched it for the first time. I absolutely love the soundtrack to this movie. Um, I played it nonstop over the summer, loved it. But the movie is really good too. I think the movie is good. I think it is well written. Is it silly at times? Is it goofy at times? Yes. But I actually really enjoyed the movie. I really love the animation to this movie too. It's got that Spider Verse, feel, kind of like dropped frame rate a little bit for the characters, but I love the action in this movie. I think the action is dope. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what they have next for this. Diving into the stories of these characters. Um, yeah, like I and I'm looking forward to listen to the soundtracks to the next, whatever they have too. But yeah,
Yeah.
K-pop Demon Hunters is my number 8.
My number 7 is. I really wish I had it. I have to get it physically. I wish I had it because this is one of my favorites of the year without question. Together. This movie was absolutely insane. This is one of two of the craziest movies that I've seen this year. This movie, as soon as I saw the trailer, I was like, and mind you, the teaser trailer is insanely vague. It doesn't give you anything. I was like, you got me. And just Dave Franco in a horror movie, I was like, you got me. And then I heard from a lot of people say, "Oh, don't watch like any of the other trailers because they kind of spoil the movie." And I was like, "Okay, okay." And so I kind of went into it blind. This movie was absolutely fucking bananas. When this movie gets into what it actually gets into, I was like, "Ew." Like this gross. This movie is it, it was almost on the levels of the substance. For a lot of people, like to a point, because even though I don't love the substance is more gross than this. But it was pushing those territories at points. There were things that happened in this movie. I was like, ew.
The bathroom scene. The
Oh
bathroom
my
scene.
god. The dining room scene. And then you get the one of the weirdest endings of 2025. I remember,
Bizarre.
for lack of a better term, the door opened and I said, "What?"
Cut to black.
Yeah, it was a good time, man. Together was great, and this is my favorite neon movie that came out this year. This was great. This was good stuff. Number 7 is Together.
Yeah, I like Together. I thought it was good. Number 7 for me was, this is a movie that just came out. I just watched it a couple days ago. The Housemaid. This is a
Mhm.
movie that I read the book for this year for the first time, and it is my favorite book that I've read this year. It the thrills, the chills. It's thrilling for sure, um, and I don't know if I was expecting it to be as good as the book, but when we get to the third act and what they changed in the third act from what happens at the end of the book, um, it's rather insane. And I said, at the theater out loud. The ending is insane. But yeah. So The Housemaid is my number 7.
My number 6 is a movie that I just watched today that I desperately needed to watch. I watched about half of it when it came out, and I just really wasn't in the mood. I turned it off, and I said, "Gonna come back to it." And I was like, "Man, why is it taking so long to come back to this?" And today I was like, "I have to sit down and watch this damn movie."
I said, just do it.
And I didn't think it'd make it this high, but fuck it, it made it this high. Number 6 is Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. This might be my favorite movie from a filmmaking standpoint this year. You look at this movie and you just see all the sets and the grandeur, and you're just like, brother, this is a film. You do not ask once, where did the money go? You see where all the money went, brother. This movie was an epic, for lack of a better term, man. I thought Oscar Isaac was fucking incredible. The dude that played Frankenstein's monster was phenomenal. Mia Goth was great. Um, I will say the first half of the movie was not as strong as the second half for me. The first half of the movie was kind of a low four. It was good, but I was like, yeah, all right. Then the second half of this movie comes, and I said, "Oh!" I was like, "Okay, all right." The movie definitely ended stronger than it started, but it was damn good. It was a damn good movie. I loved it, and I'm ready for the Criterion to come out. I'm excited for it. Yeah. Number six is Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein.
Do you, in your opinion, do you feel like that movie should have gotten a wide theatrical
Oh
release?
yes. Oh yes. Even watching the movie today, I was like, I'm so fucking mad I'm watching this on my TV, bro. I'm
Mm,
so mad. That movie properly released in IMAX, forget about it. I think I actually probably would have liked it more because
mm.
I wasn't. I was kind of on my phone at points. Not that the movie was boring, but it's just like, well, it's there. My phone is there. You know, I'm home,
Yeah.
and that's kind of why I'm gonna go on like a 2 minute tangent. That's kind of why it took me so long to watch Knives Out and Frankenstein. It's because I'm like, I can't fully be focused when I'm at home. I just can't. I I can't, and that's the problem when they release these movies straight to Netflix, or they give them the most minuscule theatrical releases. It's like there's a difference between me watching a movie in a theater and on my television or on my phone. That's just how it is, and I really hope somebody understands that. They probably won't because the head of Netflix is like, "Oh, people don't like going to the movie theaters anymore." Okay, number six is Frankenstein.
All right, so my next two movies, I already talked about in previous lists, but my number six is One Battle After Another. Like I said, I was not expecting this movie to be as high on my list as it is. Um, Leo killed it. Benicio Toro killed it in this movie, um, and even the younger actress Chase in Chase Infinity, I think her name is. She did a phenomenal job, and Regina Hall. I was not expecting Regina Hall to bring forth a performance that was like this dramatic and this, you know, serious, and it just be as good as it was. But yeah,
Now we know who the standout in One Battle After Another was. You didn't even mention him.
who am I forgetting? The
Sean
guy on the
Penn, bro.
phone, Sean Penn.
How could we forget
God,
that man, bro?
this man, this man was like I've never seen him before in a movie.
Yo.
He completely transformed himself, and yeah, what, what a performance, to say
Mhm.
the least. But yeah, that movie was dope, and I'm excited to watch it again. Actually, I need to watch it
Yeah,
again.
I'm trying to get
I
my
need to show
dad to
Stacy.
watch it. All right, so my number five is going to be Warfare. I absolutely love this movie. This is one of my favorite theatrical experiences this year. It was a movie that it's only about 90 minutes, and you're just locked the fuck for me anyway. You're just locked in for 90 minutes and surrounded by all these IMAX, speakers and stuff. I was just like, holy shit. Like I was more locked into this movie than Civil War. And I think probably Civil War is the better movie because it's got more meat to it. But just what this movie is trying to do, which is just be a war experience for 90 minutes. I was like, this that it succeeded, man. And it was one of the theatrical experiences that, when I think about going to the movies this year, this is what I remember. This is the one that's engraved in my brain. I just remember sitting there, and it oddly flew by for me despite it being this horrific movie. I just remember it from start to end. Like I feel like I blinked and it was over just because of how immersed I was into it. I thought it was great. Yeah, my number five is Warfare. Loved it.
Nice. Like I said, this movie is one that I talked about previously. It is How to Train Your Dragon. My number five is How to Train Your Dragon, the live action film. And I sang its praises earlier. Um, you know, shot for shot, maybe. Who cares? It was dope. But yeah, How to Train Your Dragon.
All right. My number four. I swear to you, I did not do this on purpose, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Fantastic Four, the first steps, or the Fantastic Four first steps. You know, this was the one project, even more than Thunderbolts. I was like, this is gonna work. This is going to work. They got the director of WandaVision to come in and do this, and we heard they're gonna do a 1960s aesthetic, and it's gonna be like the Jetsons, but in the MCU. I was like, this is going to be a fucking banger. And not only was it a banger, it was the best MCU movie that came out this year for me. Although the other competition, or I guess the other movie that people would say is the best, is a worthy opposition for this. As long as it's not the third one that came out this year. um I absolutely love this movie, man. This movie reminds me of why I love the MCU. This movie just reminds me of why I love being a Marvel fan. It's just I love that it's a family centric movie, and that comes even before the amazing Galactus and Silver Surfer stuff. It's just I loved it. I loved it from start to finish. I absolutely loved it. I saw it 3 times in the theater. Absolutely loved Fantastic Four, or the Fantastic Four first steps. I really wish they would have just made it the first steps instead of the stupid wordplay. Yeah, I love this movie, man. I did.
Nice, nice. So my number four is going to be. This isn't technically a movie, but it did release in theaters. It is Demon Slayer: Infinity Castle. Um, yes, it came out in theaters, but it really is an arc of anime in the theater. And I was simply blown away by the animation. The storytelling was awesome. And I just absolutely love it. This is a series that I've been into since like 2019, but every time they release anything in the theater for this series, I'm there. But this is the next arc in this series, and it is going to be a trilogy of theatrical releases. So this movie was dope. I think our characters, they lined up. Their chemistry was dope, and I this was my number four, man. I loved it.
All right. My number three is a movie that I expected it to be good. I saw the trailer and I was like, damn, that looks damn good. This movie, you want to talk about movies that hit like a Mack truck? It was this one. My number three is The Long Walk. I took a girl to go see this movie, and when it was over, she was trying to talk to me. I said, you got to give me like 2 minutes. I'm not gonna lie. This is the most I cried in a movie this year, bro. This movie was fucking depressing as shit, but it was damn good. This was a damn good movie. They got the director of uh Hunger Games Catching Fire to the new ones that we're getting to do this. And if a perfect director couldn't fit something more, it was this. I thought this was great. The concept is rather scary. Um, and the acting across the board was phenomenal. And it definitely gave us some of the most emotional scenes in a movie this year, without question. There's just several scenes where I just remembered fucking just breaking down in tears because I was just like, Jesus Christ, man. It's not, for me anyway, it's not the most rewatchable movie that came out this year, just because I don't like movies that just I know I'm just gonna be sitting there crying. It's like it's a reason I don't watch Wakanda Forever often because I know I'm attending an unofficial funeral. Um, but yeah, this movie I can't, even though it's not rewatchable for me, I can't put it any lower than my top three. This movie was incredible.
My number three is actually a documentary. And I don't even really watch documentaries very much, so this surprised me as much as it surprised anybody else. But it was directed by an actress that I follow from a series that I watch called Law and Order SVU. Mariska Hargitay. She did a documentary about her mother, and she was a performer. Um, back in the day, it's called My Mom Jane. So this movie was very interesting to you know see the inside of the lives of these people, and see Mariska's upbringing, things like that. But I thoroughly enjoyed this film. Very emotional. For the people in the movie, and also emotional for the audience too. Just kind of learning more about her mom as a performer and things that she had to do, felt like she had to do to survive and things like that. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed this one. My Mom Jane, number three.
My number two and my number one, they were kind of tied for me, and I kind of ultimately was like, which one would I watch first? And so my number two is going to be Sinners. This movie was filmmaking to the upteenth degree, man. Seeing this movie in 70 millimeter IMAX was, it was a treat, man. I absolutely love this movie. I thought this movie, for lack of a better term, had the sauce. I absolutely loved this movie. Michael B. Jordan was incredible in it. Really, everyone was great. And I thought, the horror stuff was creepy as shit. And I love the culture stuff in there, man. That music scene, top five scene of a movie this year, without question. Yeah, my number two is Sinners. I absolutely love this movie.
Nice, nice, nice. My number two has been talked about by Tyler and his, a little bit lower on his list, but it is Thunderbolts, man. Number two for me is Thunderbolts. I will go as far as to say it is one of my favorite MCU movies of all time. Um, I will go as far as to say it is top tier MCU. I'm not gonna quite say where it places on my MCU list right now, but it's up there. I absolutely love this movie, like probably the most emotional MCU film out there. And I love the chemistry between the characters. I love the characters in the film, the stars of our film. I think the villain was great, and I think the way they played Bob was very interesting and entertaining as well. Um, which he's one of us, but he's also half our villain too. Um, and yeah, by the end of the movie, you're kind of like choked up a little bit. If you're not already in tears, you're kind of choked up, you know. The power of friendship, the power of love, man. But yeah, number two for me is Thunderbolts. Absolutely love that movie.
My favorite movie of 2025 is a movie that saw the teaser trailer for it, was like about like 40 seconds, and I said, that is the creepiest fucking shit I ever seen in my life. What the actual hell? And I avoided all the marketing because I was like, no, I don't need to see more. You scared the shit out of me with 40 seconds, bro. What the hell? Um, this is a movie that the theatrical experiences, I saw it twice. Both times were an absolute riot, and I was like, yo, that movie did it, man. This movie absolutely was insane. I loved it. My number one is Weapons, bro. I absolutely love this movie from start to end. I loved the out of order nature of it. I loved the horror elements of it. And I wasn't expecting to like this movie that much because I wasn't a fan of Barbarian. This movie was insane. Some of the shit that happens in this movie, I just remember being like, "Oh my god!" And just I didn't expect it to be a horror comedy either. It's definitely comedic, and probably the most unexpected third act of 2025, without question. For those who know, when the twig snaps,
That's all you gotta
yo,
say. Run,
oh man, yes, bro.
run.
That was I just remember honestly being there in disbelief when that happened. I was like, "Oh my god."
Get him.
Insane.
Get him.
Insane. This is one of my favorite theatrical experiences of 2025. One of the best movies that came out this year. And like I said, Sinners might be a little bit better. I don't know. But this is the one that if you told me Sinners or Weapons, which one you watch? I'm picking Weapons, man. This is absolutely right up my alley. And it was the movie that I walked out of it this year. I was like, without question, that is the hardest 5 out of 5 I've given this year. I absolutely love this movie. My number one of the year is Weapons.
I liked Weapons a lot. Um, my number one, drum roll please, is The Long Walk. I enjoyed The Long Walk very much. It's such an immersive experience for me. I felt like I was on the walk with them, bonding with them. The chemistry between the characters is kind of out of this world. Um, some of the best chemistry I've seen in a movie, period. Um, and it's just these kids getting to know each other as they slowly get picked off. Like, it's terrifying, it's depressing, it's sad, but like also hopeful in a way that you know you can have a bond with somebody, even when that it might not end well for you. But yeah, it definitely captivated me. I love the dialogue. That's really all this movie was. It was walking and talking. And for me to be as locked in as I was with just walking and talking, it's impressive. But yeah, my number one film of the year was A Long Walk.
All right. So John shared his. So he
All
says
right.
from 1 to 10. So we're gonna go. So from 10 to 1, Weapons, Superman, Thunderbolts, The Long Walk, Frankenstein, Wake Up Dead Man, Fantastic Four. See, he has it at number 4 too. See, I'm not the only one. Fantastic Four, One Battle After Another, Caught Stealing, and Sinner. Yeah, Caught Stealing was very good. And he said Sinners is damn near a masterpiece, and Weapons has arguably the most satisfying ending of any movie. Yeah, for sure.
Probably, yeah.
Um, and he
Probably,
didn't
yeah.
put it in the chat, but Kevin sent me his top 10, so I'm gonna
Okay,
read them off here.
let's
So
hear it.
he said F1 from 10 to 1, F1, Weapons, Fire and Ash, Chainsaw Man, One Battle After Another, Superman, Warfare, Sinners, Marty Supreme, and The Long Walk. He actually saw Marty Supreme today or yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah, those were his. But yeah, man, that is our year end awards, man. If you guys want to list your top 10 movies of the year, feel free to share them down below. And now it is time to move on to the final physical media update of the year 2025. I have a couple things to show. Are you going to show anything?
I have nothing.
Okay, okay. So gotta actually these are all Christmas gifts, and then the last thing is a little thing for me. So my older brother got me for Christmas The Last of Us season 2 on 4K. I absolutely, like I said before, I absolutely love this season. I actually did not know that the covers were different. I didn't know that. I took the slipcover off. I was like, oh, I was like, hey, it's Joe. A little bit of mismarketing there, but it's Joe. Yeah. Last of Us season 2. Absolutely love this season. Good stuff. And then he also got me the Arrow video of The Mask. He did get me the Blu-ray. A little salty about that, but he still got me the box, and he still got me the box. And Arrow normally does a good job with their Blu-rays, and the Blu-rays are always mastered in 4K anyway. So it's not like a huge difference for me. And then my little brother, shout out to him, he got me these for Christmas. He got me Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil 3 for the PS5. I'm trying to get the physical version of the Resident Evil games that I can get on physical, because the hype train for Resident Evil Requiem is coming. It's chugging along. We got about a month and a half left until February. I'm so excited for Resident Evil Requiem, despite not having seen footage of it, which I'm gonna keep that along. I'm gonna try to go in as blind as possible for that game. I still need to finish Village. Of what I played of it, it is amazing, and I replayed Biohazard. I love that game too. Um, yeah, man, Resident Evil 2 is my favorite video game of all time. The remake, absolutely love this game. Resident Evil 3 is a little disappointing, but I do like Resident Evil 3, and I have 4 already, but 4 is amazing. I need to replay 4. And this is the last thing that I got. So, if you guys are in the physical media world, you heard of a big no-no that went on Walmart, of which I absolutely jumped on it because I said, man, fuck it. It's less than $30. How could I not? I got the Transformers Steelbook set. Oh, yes, sir. Yes, we did. So, like I said, for those who don't know, Walmart marked this down to $12. I don't know what they were thinking. I don't know if they just had a whole bunch and they were like, we got to get rid of this, do this. And so after tax, it was only $20. So, yeah, I got the entire Transformers franchise on Steelbook. Well, not entire anymore, but 1 to 5 and then Bumblebee on Steelbook, $20. If that's not a steal, I don't know what is.
Man, you got
And
in on that.
and I absolutely did, because the original 4K set is horrendous to me. I hate it. Having these individually in their own cases without getting scratched, I love it. And I like the box, and it sits nice on the shelf. But yeah, I was like, this is mine. This is a Christmas gift to me. And it's not normal that I take advantage of those, like, oh, this got accidentally marked down to $10. Go get it. This, I was like, yeah, we doing that, bro. I don't care. We doing it. All right. That is going to do it for our final stream of the year 2025. Um, just want to say that this has been a damn good year. It felt like it was on
Great year.
times 8 fast forward, but it's been a great year. We've done some great things. We're on the verge of 500 subscribers. I think we're at 491, which, even saying that, is just beyond me. Um, Finally making this serious. I think in 2023 we made the channel. It's it's been a lot. It's
Mhm.
been a lot. We've done a lot. We've grown a lot, and this year was a lot of fun. Um, I just want to say I love our community. I love all you guys very much. Alex isn't here, but I love Alex very much. Shout out to Luke Ponto and Mike. They're always coming in clutch when I need them for a stream. Um, John is always helping out with stuff too. Shout out to him. Yeah, this year was a big one, and the fact that we're on the verge of half to 1,000 subscribers, that's something. Some people might say, "Oh, it took you 2 years to get there." Brother, we're gonna get there. That's all
Yeah,
that
we're gonna
matters.
get there.
It
Yep.
ain't about getting there. It's the ride.
Yeah.
And
We put in the work.
it's been a fucking ride. Um Before I tell you guys about next year, AJ, if you want to say anything.
Um, I do want to say, personally, for my channel, I have a lot coming. I'm putting it out. I'm putting out a channel update here soon. At the end of the year, so New Year's Eve, I'll be putting out a channel update for what's to come on my personal channel next year. So stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a big year for AJ, um, and I'm excited for it. I want y'all to get excited for it, and yeah, we doing this thing. But yeah,
So next year, without giving away too much, the main thing that I wanted to tell you guys that we're doing, because it's going to take over the entire year for Nerd Talk, pretty much, with the exception of a couple of months. Wanted to officially announce that we will be doing watch-alongs for every single entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe next year. Everything, not TV shows, obviously, but every single movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe from Phase 1 all the way to 6, that will have been released. We're going to be doing watch-alongs for them. The ones that we have not done already. So I think the ones we've done are all three Captain America movies. We've done those. Captain Marvel. I'm pretty sure there's a couple of them in there that I'm forgetting, but there's a couple we've done, but there's a lot that we have not. So this is
you mean
something.
you meant the first three Captain America movies?
Yeah, I said the first three.
No, you said all three.
Oh, my bad. Um. So yeah, this is something that I've been wanting to do for a while, and in this weird way, I don't want them to delay Doomsday, because then this whole thing goes fuck all out the window. But with Doomsday coming out, I want to make this a big deal. And there's no better way to generate any hype than going through the entire MCU. When next year ends, we're going to look at our channel and be like, man, we really did every single MCU movie. Like, that's kind of crazy. And I hope you guys are along for the ride, because that's it's going to be fun. And we're starting in about 2-3 weeks with the first Iron Man. That's going to be awesome. So I hope you guys are ready for that. That's the main thing we're doing next year. We got some other watch alongs planned. We're gonna finish out the Scream franchise before Scream 7 comes out. We got some Christopher Nolan watch alongs lined up for before the Odyssey. That's gonna be a blast. But our next stream will be in a couple of weeks. Not next week, but here, let me just get it real quick. It will be January 7th. That's our next Nerd Talk. We will be back doing our top 10 most anticipated movies of 2026. And in that stream, we will also be talking about the ending of Stranger Things. I didn't want to put it here because the finale is next week. It would have been kind of stupid to just talk about one episode on that stream. So we're going to talk about volume 2 and the finale together. But yeah, man, that's gonna do it for this episode of Nerd Talk. If you guys
we
enjoyed
got
this stream,
we also have some OVRs planned
mhm,
all throughout the next year, and some recorded videos that we've got planned for next year as well. So
yeah, we have
I was
a,
just
a
wanted to throw that
new
out.
we have a new series that we're gonna be starting. We're not gonna share too much yet, but we have a new series that we're starting next year that we are very excited for. And if everything goes through, it's gonna be possibly my new favorite thing to do, including over the OVRs, because it's gonna be cool if we get it done. But yeah, man. If you guys enjoyed the stream, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell for all notifications. I want to set the goal to get to 500 before our next stream, because we're only like 9 subscribers away. So, um, yeah, man. Before our next stream, January 7th, let's come into that stream on high horse of 500 subscribers. Um, but yeah, man, we're gonna get out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you in the new year. Everybody, have a great night from the Nerd Talk crew, and Happy New Year. Peace.
Peace.